everybody, this is Biswa from Teesta Herald, and we have with us Manish Adhikari, who is the editor of Teesta Herald, and we are going to talk about the meeting between the Chief Minister and the representatives of Hills that was concluded around 5:30 today. So right away, Manish, I would like to ask you, what are the key takeaways from the meeting?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway, as far as I'm concerned, is the fact that for people who are expecting this to be a boxing match, I think this was just the two boxers.
Okay.
The gloves are
Touching gloves, yeah.
Yes, those gloves kissing each other. So the atmosphere was very cordial. The language that was used by both sides at the press conference was optimistic. And the other, obviously, there are several other key takeaways. One of them being the fact that the Chief Minister acknowledged that there is something called Gorkhaland agitation that is taking place in the Hills. I think that was one of the key takeaways.
Okay, and so basically the meeting concluded with the Chief Minister saying that there's going to be another meeting here in Siliguri itself, Uttar Kanya, on the 12th of September. So when they come back, so what do you think? How different is it going to be? Is it going to be like first round, the bell is going to go in?
Well, it's hard to say really, because a lot is happening back in the Hills. A lot will depend of what will be discussed in the second meeting is going to depend on what takes place between today and the 11th of September. But coming back to today's meeting, I think several other important points. The Morcha raised some very critical points. I've just got this input, in fact, from a close source in Calcutta. The Morcha has demanded for a CBI or a judicial inquiry into the deaths caused due to police action as they are calling it, and compensation to the family of victims. They also want compensation to all families whose kin have been killed in police firing. I think that they're repeating the same point here. The other thing they want is withdrawal of all cases, old and new, filed against agitators, and the release of all those who are in judicial custody. Of course, this is about, as you all know, a lot of Morcha leaders have been detained or arrested in the preceding days. They also want no political victimization against employees and workers, including tea garden workers. I think this is also another important point. Of course, the CM would not address these points immediately. She spoke on mostly broad terms. She said that she has requested the Hill leaders to withdraw the Bandh, and she's sort of went on to say in a backhanded sort of way that services such as internet, which is so critical for people living in the Hills, and they've gone without internet for almost close to 2 months now. So she sort of hinted that as soon as the Bandh is lifted, the state, well, I mean, she did not use the word internet. What she did say was the state would take all adequate steps that are necessary to restore complete normalcy in the Hills.
Okay, great. So one thing I would like to point out is, like, the GJM or the GNLF together, let's say, they asked something for a compensation for the 8 victims from police action. So how would the state take it? Because if you compensate for them, it's in a way acknowledging, yes, there was police firing.
I think the question of compensation is not going to be addressed very early, for reasons that you just mentioned. But I think the important thing that happened today is the fact that both sides listened to each other.
Okay.
And one very, very important thing that Mamata Banerjee said today was the fact that she does not have the mandate to sort of to give Gorkhaland or not to give. I think that is very, 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 very critical.
Yes, it's up to the central government to actually do that. Although we are, but anyway, so the thing is that now when they come back, so it will be like the 12th of September. So could we see the Bandh being lifted anytime soon? Because what I see is like people, like most people of what I see and hear through different news newspapers, media, and also from people that I speak to, they do not want the bond to be called off because they say, like, how can the bond be called off without any substantial uh, progress in the demand.
Excuse me. I think let's flash back a few weeks, and the last big meeting that happened over Gorakhland was again the delegation of field leaders meeting Rajnath Singh, and immediately after the meeting, the GJM's Yuva Morcha decided to call off
Fast onto that.
fast onto that, which had reached a really critical state. I am not sure if something as big as the Bandh, because the Bandh has, like we all know, has become synonymous with the agitation,
Yes.
and the fact that people call you and say that the Bandh should not be lifted because then the movement is going to suffer. I think it just goes on to sort of depict the reality, which is the people here believe there is no other credible way to sort of pressurize state or the central government, or to sort of get their attention to what's happening here, to the demand at large.
Yes, you spoke about the fast onto death, and there was also information coming in when the fast onto death was called off that Binay Thamang did not want the fast onto death to be called off.
Well, I wouldn't be too comfortable taking names here, because
Okay.
I think that would be sort of we should not go beyond our briefs.
Yeah.
There was some sort of speculation in the journalistic circles about there being no unanimity in the decision that was taken over that fast getting called.
Why I mention this is now we have big media house like Telegraph, Statesman talking about a rift within the GJM, right? They are saying things like, starting with Mamata Banerjee acknowledging Binay Thamang's letter, at the same time, saying that no, I did not get any letter from Bimal Gurung, and then the media houses playing the story of how Binay Thamang has been, a more easier person to handle. He's not looking at very radical ways in this movement, whereas Bimal Gurung is doing the other way, and they're also giving credit to the CM for creating this shift, because once that happens, it becomes easy for her to deal with. The
I think
leadership.
what is easy really is for the newspapers to focus on speculations, right?
That's right,
That's the most convenient form of journalism. We've done our share of journalism in the print media in New Delhi for over a decade now. It's very difficult for reporters, let's say, the will to report from the ground, to sort of go to remote parts of Darjeeling and to cover the impact of the Bandh is very difficult. What is really easy is to sort of sit and speculate what's going on within the ranks of a party. That's not saying that what is happening within the GJM is not important. Of course, it is absolutely critical as far as the movement is concerned, because off late we've seen this recent the series of explosions across the hills. No one has come forward taking credit for those explosions. No one really seems to know who is to blame. The police seem to be at a complete loss. And given that sort of backdrop, since we're discussing about what's happening, the speculation over the supposed rift in the GJM,
Right.
I think this is also going to play a critical role in the second meeting. We don't really know for sure who's going to represent whom in the second meeting. So I think there's this sub-movement, so to say, going on within the larger movement. And I think that is going to play a critical role in the days.
Yeah, also because we had this former GTA Sabha member, Sabhasad, Mr. Sanjay Thulum, I guess, yes. Now, after months of, hiding, he's come out like in the media saying like, the people going down to talk with the CM.
I think it was that's why I say it's so what's happening, with these recent explosions, then this controversial figure sort of cropping up just a day ahead of these talks with the CM. These sort of point at a sub-movement that is taking place, which is sort of, it's like this strong undercurrent that is making people nervous. What we saw today was, the legitimate sort of, the legitimate voices of the movement
Okay.
meeting the chief minister of a state. But those explosions, the controversial figure cropping up, these point at this movement taking a potentially really dangerous turn, something that the GJM chief has hinted in the past. So yes, these are serious times. No one can say for sure what's going to happen.
Okay, so what about the center? Has it, in the recent meeting or the meeting that concluded today, I mean, had the center got to do anything? We didn't hear anything about it.
Well, I got this one input. Apparently, Mamata Banerjee did attend a very important call right before the meeting took place. Some people suggested, I wouldn't sort of give a name to the person she was speaking to. Someone suggested that she could have been speaking to someone higher up in the Modi government.
Home Ministry?
Well, we don't really know for sure.
Okay, but someone did call
Of
her.
course, center
From the
Center would be
yeah.
keeping a really close eye, because this meeting that took place today is obviously is a result of what was discussed between Hill leaders and Rajnath Singh a few weeks ago. So yes,
Okay.
the center will be keeping a really close eye.
So we have to look at if and when the strike will be called off, so we can expect maybe certain services like the internet and the cable TV.
Well, I think probably the state, there's been a demand in the hills about how, that the state should remove paramilitary forces. That demand was raised, I think last month. And I think the state would probably respond to such a demand by saying, why don't you lift the band? We're going to, take the paramilitary troops away. We're going to resume internet services. But I think before all that has to happen, I think the goalposts need to be set.
Yeah.
You see, and that is where the role of the center is so crucial. At some point, these talks will probably graduate to a tripartite level. That seems to be the logical conclusion. Now, how the leaders in the hills and how the leaders in Calcutta handle this is up to them.
So I want to talk about the survey that we did. We put
On
up
Facebook,
yes. A lot of people said they were expecting at least the internet services to be restored, from the different options that we gave. And to an extent, even I thought, because we had the Hill leaders had a talk with Rajnath Singh, and he had this list of things that he wanted the state as well as the Hill leaders to do.
Right.
So they said call off the internet fast on to death, and which they called off. And it was also, and another couple of things addressed to the CM was restore internet services. So
it was. I think I wasn't really sort of expecting concrete things to emerge right away. People, basically, on a broader level, people did not focus on specifics, because as soon as you start focusing on specifics, there's going to be a disagreement, and counter charges, and suddenly you would probably, the talks would have ended in complete failure. So I think there was the response shown by both parties here was fairly mature.
basically both sides saying let's sit and talk. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think so. What is really important is for the hills to remain peaceful as they can remain till the 12th, so that the groundwork is done in terms of, the state needs to feel comfortable. The hill leaders have to feel comfortable when they sit on the table.
Yeah.
Now, what will be crucial also is how the people respond to today's meeting. That is yet to be seen. People are obviously impatient. The band is about to touch 80 days. I mean, that's unprecedented. That's absolutely tragic. There's a huge humanitarian crisis facing the hills. So yes, I mean, as peaceful as the hills can stay till the 12th, and if the state government doesn't sort of act as stringently as it has in the past few days, I think that would set the stage for the meeting on the 12th.
Yes, I think everyone was looking at this agitation, the Andolan, the strike which is going on, endlessly without any concrete things happening all the way. But I think this meeting itself is one stepping stone to,
Right. Absolutely, absolutely. What we've seen so far, I think, is this huge trust deficit between I would clearly take the name of Bimal Gurung.
Yes,
There's
definitely.
this
we see
huge
that.
trust deficit between Bimal Gurung and Mamata Banerjee, right? So I think what we've seen so far is this playing out of that trust deficit. Now, of course, this has to stop at some point.
Yes.
You have to
Sit down and talk and
factor
put it
in
forward,
the
yeah.
concerns of the people. I mean, kids have not been going to school for days on end. People are going hungry. Critical administrative services are missing. Hospitals,
Yeah,
ambulance
yeah,
services.
we're talking about strike, people are not going to, they're not, businesses are down, schools are down, everything is shut down. So, and the thing is like, Dussehra is like,
around the corner.
around the corner, and people are saying like, we have not been going to our offices, so we are not going to get, they are definitely not getting paid. And so, and even the most biggest concern is about for the laborers working in the tea garden. So
Right.
how do you think they would cope up? Do you think they will be getting something you cannot say, but there's a lot of concern about the bonus thing which they are expecting.
Right. I think the bonus. I'm not an expert on the tea industry, but I think the bonus is not really in the hands of the state government. At least not the tea gardens that are owned privately. At least some tea gardens are of course run by the state itself. I think that's a crisis that the people are going to face in the days to come. Winter is almost here, but I think these issues the people have, from what I can, the few people that I speak to, they have come to terms with these facts. And
Can there be a situation where laborers, tea garden laborers, like any other people in the hills, are like completely fed up with with the strike going on? And do you think, like for example, we had at least a couple of tea gardens like Longview talking about how they would like just start working
voluntarily.
yeah,
yes.
voluntarily. So just to get their bonuses and just to survive, because they get very little anyways.
Right.
So
No, it's very difficult to comment on the financial aspect of the whole thing, because you have to then talk to the tea garden owners, which we probably will as we do more stories
Yes.
on the agitation. But I think everyone is facing a problem. That goes without saying. But at the same time, no one can sit down and firmly say that the people are not willing to. People want the Bandh to be recalled. I don't think no one can say that, and that is why I think we've been to several GMCC meetings in the past, and there's been this unanimous sort of people who would gather outside the meeting hall would end up saying, dare you open call of the Bandh, because Bandh, unfortunately or fortunately, has come to symbolize the movement itself. So I think the Bandh question is a difficult one. A lot is going to happen. Is going to depend on what happens in the days to
yes,
come.
and now since we talked about the GMCC, GMCC was supposed to be the umbrella
Right.
committee where all the leaders would
Right.
talk about their plans together and present to the state, to the center together. But this time we see that the GMCC is not there in the scene. So when they come back next time on the 12th of September, do you think there should be, or do you think that they would actually form a group, something like a GMCC?
Well, one of the reasons why the GMCC was formed in the first place was because there was this indigenous demand, so to say. People in the hills at least wanted some form of unity. So when you have a demand as complex, as full of baggage as Gorkhaland, the people obviously thought that if there is no unity in the hills, political unity in the hills, you can't really take this
Movement
much ahead.
forward, yeah.
Yeah. So there was this huge pressure on politicians, which sort of forced them to come and sit down at the table, which takes us back to those scenes outside GMCC meetings in the past,
Yes.
where people would would raise slogans voluntarily saying Bandh should not be called off, right?
But then they have to, all the parties who went for the meeting and who would on the 12th again meet the CM,
GMCC,
they would be
I'm sorry to butt in, but people also expected a lot of things from GMCC. GMCC has made several resolutions,
That's
and
right.
some very important ones. I can give you an example. They formed a committee on human rights. They formed a committee on on law and things like that. But nothing seemed to come out of it in terms of, there's no talk of any action taken report as such. So I think people are also not very pleased with the way the GMCC has functioned.
So that's it for today. If you have any comments about the meeting, anything that you would like to suggest us to do regarding the meeting, any coverage that you want, please comment on our Facebook page, and we will look forward to meet you on the 12th of September. Thank you.